Evening, BC. Dave here. Been a crazy day. We had a tornado come through the area. We had to take shelter at work for a little bit, and building shook during the storm. Had some hail, but we were all right at the corporate office. But one of our job sites actually got hit by a tornado up north of us. And luckily, everybody on the job site was at a meeting today, off-site. So, very lucky. But got a stack of records here. Pretty big stack. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each record. Unfortunately, I have some cleaning up to do around here. There's tree limbs down all over the place. First record, picked this up. It was marked down at Repo. Funkadelic Cosmic Slop on Westbound Records. That's I think an early 90s reissue. So it's got a cool gatefold, and you all know this record. This is just dope funk, and not on for men with toilets, so sounds pretty damn good. Let's see, what's next? Hit up Tip Top. So some of the Queens of the Stone Age albums have just recently been reissued, and so people have been dumping some of what they had prior, so I was able to grab Songs for the Deaf. This is an unofficial release from the UK that has extra bonus tracks, The Lost Art of Keeping a Secret, Live at the Troubadour. I believe the Troubadour is in LA, and everybody's going to be happy. So, stoked to grab this really cheap. So, didn't have it on vinyl, so I don't really care that it's unofficial. Next record at Tip Top I grabbed was Ahmad Jamal, Tranquility on Impulse, and this is one of the best Ahmad Jamal records in my opinion. Originally released on ABC with a different cover, and happy to find this. Really cheap. Great Ahmad Jamal record. Let's see. Next, grabbed this at Noble Records. Fela and the Africa 70, Question Jam Answer, Volume 2, Music of Fela. This is on Editions Makosa. It's an original US press from 75. Dope. Fela here, Tony Allen's on here, and just a massive personnel on deck. And gotta find Volume 1 now. But always stoked to find any original Fela. And then I found this at Noble as well. A hard one to find. Wayne Shorter, Odyssey of Iska on Blue Note. It's from the 70s. One that's just Wayne going out. That one's not in the best of shape, but was cheap. And again, first time I've ever seen it in years. The next I grabbed from Noble, The Last of the Boris, Drone Evil, and this is a freaking monster of an album. Killer artwork on the inner here, gatefold, and this is meant to be listened to where you have both records going at the same time, which is freaking crazy. I can't really see the artwork too well on the cover. It's really dark, but was happy to grab that. I was surprised it survived. It was there for weeks. It's just they were a little pricey, and I ended up getting all the Boris that he had. Next was just digging around Repo. Got this for $5. Jack DeJohnette Pictures on ECM. 77 was the year on this. This is just Jack with John Abercrombie and some just killer drum soloing on here from Jack. This is a badass record you can get for next to nothing. The next three records came from Teddy. And Teddy's out in Kansas doing his thing. First one, Bill Dixon in Italy, Volume 2. That's an original on Soul Note, I believe from 81, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 81. Bill Dixon, fantastic trumpet player. Happy to find that. Some great artwork on that record as well. So these came from Acoustic Sounds. The next is the Bob James Trio, Explosions. This is stereo press on Get Back. It's a reissue to Italy from the album from 1965. This is got Bob James on piano, Bar Phillips on bass, and Robert Posar on percussion. Some great avant stuff there. And then the big one, New York Contemporary 5, Consequences on Fontana. This is a Japanese pressing. The first of this series that I've been able to find. Man, these are really, really tough to track down in any form. So I was really stoked to get this package from Teddy. Fantastic stuff. The next 3 records came from Dusty Groove. They had a bunch of stuff for next to nothing. These are reissues, but God, they were cheap, like $11. Art Ensemble of Chicago, Certain Blacks, Inner City. Originally put out in '76. I think this is a 2014 reissue. So happy to add that to the Art Ensemble collection. Was a big hole. The next is a badass soul record. James Mason, Rhythm of Life. Originals on this go for $300 and up. So this is on Chiaroscuro Records, which you'll see Dollar Brand on that label and other great artists. This is a monster of a record, one that everybody should have in their collection, and $11.99 I think was what this was at Dusty Groove, recent reissue. Happy to grab that, and then grab this also from Dusty Groove, Don Rendell and Ian Carr, Duskfire, the Quintet. There's 3 more of these records I need to get, but this sounds unbelievable. It's a mono reissue done the right way. I believe in analog, so killer record. Some of the best stuff to ever come out of the UK. Next record, I was watching Rob at Sound Strange, and if you don't know his channel, you're fucking up. I mean, even if you're not into classical music, hey, the man's an entertainer. He can sing his ass off if you haven't been paying attention. But he shows a wide variety of great stuff, and he showed this record, and his story of finding it is unbelievable. He found it in Leon, Spain, in the market, and when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I'd never run across that record, but when I had been flipping through, I think the night before, through Carolina Souls auctions, and when I see the OG Blue Notes on there, I just keep going, because they go for stupid money on eBay. I freaking hate eBay. But I was like, man, I need to go back and look at that. And it was sitting at a very, very low price. I think the lowest price on Discogs was $120. And it went for way less, and I was able to get it. And it's an original pressing of Anthony Williams' Lifetime on Blue Note. I believe from '64. This is a stamped DJ copy, and it belongs belong to WCFL radio station, which is somewhere near Milwaukee. This is in great shape. They really downplay their grading, and these old Blue Notes are just hosses. And man, this is a huge one for the collection. One of the best Blue Notes I've ever found. Easily, this is all the bells and whistles, RVG, Microgroove, the ear, all that. New York labels in pristine shape. I mean, when it belonged to a radio station, you know, I mean, there's some seam splitting that can be fixed with those Seams Easy strips, but I might just leave it alone, leave it as it is. Blue Note 4180. Really stoked with that. And this record here came from the Polish Mafia, Mr. Minko, Miles Davis, Philly Day Kilimanjaro, one I needed for the Miles collection. It's a 77 stereo press, I believe, reissue, early reissue anyway. Great Miles, right before Bitches Brew, I believe. And then this is one that I had regretted not grabbing from Noble that had been on the wall. He had a Canadian original, and was able to get this for really cheap. Frank Zappa, Hot Rats, 69 original on Bizarre and Reprise. Everybody knows this record. And another one, though, that went on my want list, thanks to the story from Rob, It Sounds Strange. That's one of the best stories I've ever heard in the VC. So great. But that's everything. Gotta run, get some dinner. Hope everybody's well. Peace.